I'm Kosta from Car Focus, and today we're looking at the Ford Transit Custom Trend. The Transit Custom has just been revamped here in Australia. It comes in the Trend, the Sport and the double cab options. There is also talk that a Tornado is coming, which is a full passenger version of this van. We do cover quite a lot in these videos, so if there's something specific you want to look for, look in the description below and skip ahead to the chapter that interests you. The Transit Custom Trend is fully customizable in terms of color. That means that you can order a specific color from the factory. There's over 50 to choose from, and they can be shipped directly to Australia in the color of your choice. It's a unique selling proposition for the Transit Custom, because it means that you can choose your company colors and order your van in the color that suits you. Looking at the front of the vehicle, you get LED daytime running lamps that tie in with this chrome strip just here to give you a continuous look and feel of the light. These air scoops are functional and provide additional air onto the calipers. For those that are familiar with the current Transit Custom, you'll see that it's a whole new look and a brand new grille. The most distinctive feature is the new badge. Ford has moved away from the blue and chrome badging and moved back to its more traditional blue and white Ford logo. The van is fitted with front park distance control sensors, 4 of them along the front, as well as an updated radar for the Smart Cruise. In contrast to the older version of this Transit, the new Smart Cruise fitted to this one can actually bring a vehicle to a complete stop in traffic and get it to pull off again. The bonnet has a double release latch from the inside, which means there's nothing here for you to slide your finger and release. Once properly released from the inside, you can just open the front bonnet. Under the bonnet, everything that you need to use is right here in this one spot: your brake fluid reservoir, water fluid and washer fluid, as well as your oil top-up section. So all the fluids are situated in this one easy to find spot. Transit Custom comes with a 2-litre EcoBlue engine. It is a diesel engine and it does use AdBlue to control emissions. It produces 125 kilowatts of power as well as 390 Newton meters of torque. Transit Custom vans are all front-wheel drive with a 4-cylinder engine and an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Their combined fuel economy is published at 8 litres per 100 kilometers, while their fuel tank capacity is at 70 litres. 16-inch steel rim tyres with different load limits for front and back to deal with the load capacity of the van. Split side mirrors to give you a dual view, very useful for blind spot detection as well as parking. Electric folding mirrors, and in addition to that they also have blind spot detection, and one of my favorite features about it is this indicator light that sits at the bottom here. You'll notice that it actually sticks out the bottom of the mirror, which means you can see it from the inside of the cab while driving. To get to the fuel flap, you've got to open the passenger door and flick open the flap. New Transit Custom is fitted with an AdBlue tank as well as an Easy Fuel diesel system that does not require a fuel cap. Transit Custom comes standard from factory with one sliding door, but you can option in a second sliding door from the factory. The maximum load length up to the bulkhead in the short wheelbase is 2,600 mm or 3,000 mm for the long wheelbase. If you open the additional storage compartment, you can get a maximum load length of 3,050 mm on the short wheelbase or 3,450 mm on the long wheelbase. Moving to the back of the vehicle, Transit Custom comes with these new rear tail lights that are stylish. You get the Transit badge in black as well as the Custom badge in black. In addition, you have a reverse camera and you get the blue and white Ford logo on the back. Transit Custom comes standard from the factory with the dual barn doors that open up, but you can also get it with a lift gate. The rear door doesn't open with a traditional handle, even though this looks like a traditional handle. There's actually a push button on the inside of it that you push and unlocks the door for you. To open the second door, there's another button in there that you press and releases the door. The barn doors automatically stop at a 90-degree. There's no stopper there. There's just some friction to hold it in place. If you wanted to go to the full 180, you just push it out and it opens. So it's not like the old Transit. It doesn't have a locking mechanism, so you would have to be extra careful on a windy day. The jack and tools have been moved to the inside of the cab, just there. Looking at your cargo dimensions for the rear of the vehicle, you have a maximum load volume of 5.8 cubic meters in the short wheelbase or 6.8 cubic meters in the long wheelbase. Your height of your load space floor to roof is 1,433 mils. Your maximum payload on the short wheelbase is 1,269 kilograms or 1,223 kilograms in the long wheelbase. So you actually have a higher payload in the short wheelbase. Your maximum braked towing capacity is 2.5 tons for both versions. Transit Custom is a 3-seater, which is really handy. It gives you the opportunity to carry a third passenger in this center seat. If you don't have a passenger and you just want a cleverer use of space, it does have this fold-out little table with this really handy strap to keep things in place, as well as some storage space just in there. The front seats can also be lifted and opened up, revealing an additional storage compartment under the seats. This storage compartment can also be accessed from the rear to give you the ability to load extra long items. Transit Custom comes with a cup holder and additional storage compartments all across the front dashboard. It also has a traditional glove box just there. Looking at the driver's door, you have your central locking, electric mirrors with folding function, as well as your electric front windows. The driver's is one touch. The dash controller for the headlights is situated just there. You can scroll them from the off position to the park, the auto and the on position. This is the adjustable switch for the headlights height adjustment. You have a multi-stalk over here that does your wipers, your headlights, your indicators, pretty much everything that traditionally you would have 2 stalks for. The reason that everything's been incorporated into this one multi-stalk is because on the right hand side you've actually got your gear selector stalk. To use the gear selector stalk, you simply slide it up for reverse, down for drive, or press this button in here to put it into park. You can also put it into manual mode, which will then allow you to twist this end button to go down or up gears. The steering wheel has a unique design in that it's slightly squared off. However, on this side you'll find more traditional Ford features. So you've got your smart cruise on this side, your lane keep assist, as well as your volume settings and your voice command button. On the right hand side you get your trip computer buttons, as well as your phone button and your track selection buttons. Just on top of the dashboard you have all these storage compartments where you can store additional items on the dash, just behind your 2 screens. Transit Custom has a full digital display in the center console with a very traditional Ford setup. So if you're familiar with the Ford menus, this setup would be very familiar to you. On the left hand side you have your temperature controls, on the right hand side your fuel gauge, and in the middle all your digital displays. So a digital speedometer with a compass right at the top, and below that your smart cruise settings, distance and lane keep assist system. Just to the left of that you have your gear selector positions. So as you slide it up into reverse, down into neutral, and again down into drive, you can see the selector changing, as well as if you hit the manual button it goes into M1, and if you scroll up or down you can change gears manually. And P for park. Other information that you can display on your center console is user selectable. So you have your My View where you can set up your own personalized menus, as well as the standard menus of trip, status information, vehicle maintenance, trip computer, and it goes on downwards into audio and phone settings if you have a phone set up, as well as navigation menus that can also be displayed. Finally, you have your settings tab, which once you click into there gives you access to your display, which will then allow you to choose what gauges you see on the right hand side. If you want to go for a more classic view, if you want a secondary speedometer, and turn-by-turn indication for the navigation can also be selected just there. You can also set the right-hand gauge to a tachometer so you can see your RPMs. Once we go back out of this menu, you'll see that our main screen has now changed ever so slightly. The center multifunction display is a 13-inch monitor, and it is a split screen. So you get on the one side your navigation, and here you can set audio settings, and you can also connect a phone. On the right-hand side, you also have some additional menu buttons. At any stage, if you want to get back to the home screen, you just hit this top right-hand button. At the bottom, you have your heated seat controller, your temperature settings for your climate control, your air recirculation, auto button, front demister, which is really handy, especially on a day like today, your climate control functions, rear demister, aircon, fan speed, and heated passenger seat. There are no hard controls for any of these functions, so you do have to use the digital display at the top. The only hard controls is a volume controller, max aircon button for front demisting, your auto park, so Transit Custom can actually park itself, your driver assistance menu. To activate your drive modes, you press this button here, and once pressed you move to the touch screen. So you can select normal drive mode, eco, slippery, or tow and haul mode if you're towing. If you hit the eye icon on any of these modes, it'll tell you what the mode does. To go back, you can hit the back arrow or the home button. Once in this section here, you can also touch the nav to enlarge it, simply by touching it, and then it brings up a full view of the navigation. You can then also navigate by hitting the where to, and a user selectable menu can come up. If you've programmed home or work, those can be programmed in there. You can also explore or go to your recents. So the audio can be switched on either on the touch screen there or using this button over here. Looking at the balance of the dash, you've got your park brake, which is situated just there, your two vents. You also have a cup holder that flicks out just like that. I would have liked for it to be a little bit spring-loaded, but it's not, which kind of limits the size of bottle you can fit in there. You also get USB A and C ports just there, and an additional charging 12-volt point there. Just below that is wireless charging for a smartphone, angled forward so that your phone won't come flying out under braking. The car is also fitted with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. If there's any other videos you'd like us to cover in Car Focus, leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.